Hello everyone and welcome to Spreaker Web Radio's post-practice report for the 2014 Formula 1 British Grand Prix at Silverstone. I'm Ron Squire and I'm about to take you through the practice session. Now this practice session does feature some new drivers, basically reserve drivers, including Susie Wolff, who is making her debut this weekend to become the first female driver to race in the Formula 1 weekend since Giovanna Amati back in 1992, as well as two new hopefuls and one returnee to the driver position, which was Robin Friends for, I believe, is Marussia, Guido van der Garde, who was racing last year for Caterham in the Sauber, and young Cadella, who's trying out for Force India. So the sun was shining at Silverstone, ready for the beginning of practice number 1. The Williams drivers are getting ready after a glorious weekend at Austria, but though it wasn't to be this weekend. After Wolff set the pace, she was going to go for another lap, but unfortunately oil pressure put pay to that about a few seconds later before the last corner at the club, and as a result her session was over. But overall she was happy over how she went on. But though things went from bad to worse for Williams, as about a few laps later her teammate during the session, Felipe Massa, crashed just after Stowe, losing his back end and slammed into the barrier, causing the back to go out. The red flag was out and the session was stopped briefly for a bit. So Williams not having the good weekend as they would hope for, with Wolff having an oil pressure and of course Felipe Massa losing control of the car just out of Stowe. That may mean that Williams will not perform as much as this weekend as they did in the previous races this year. Oh, and before I go into the rest of the practice, just let you know that Pirelli are using their two hardest tyres this weekend to prevent any repeat performances of last year's British Grand Prix, when there were about 4 to 5 or 4 7 tyre parts. Anyway, when the session resumed, Rosberg set the pace just about 7/10 ahead of Lewis Hamilton. But then the session was stopped again after Ericsson spun at the Magnus Beckes complex. He was unable to get the car going again. So Frins was actually for Caterham, not Marussia. Guido van der Garde also went off at Vale, and also Daniel Juncadella for Force India. Impressed with his pace at the moment, he was only able to set in the midfield at the moment. Meanwhile, in the session, Ricciardo is also having a little bit of gearbox problem, I presume, and was only 14 minutes left in the session. He was told to get out, and Vettel was not faring any better as well, going off Abbey, so not going well. Fernando Alonso, well, he's not faring any better either. So these are the results from practice number 1. Rosberg is in pole, ahead of Lewis Hamilton in second place. Third is Alonso. Fourth will go to Daniel Ricciardo. Fifth is Kimi Räikkönen. Sixth, Vettel. Seventh is Button. Eighth is Kvyat. Ninth is Verne, with Magnussen rounding out the top 10. Perez is in 11th place, with the Lotus of Romain Grosjean in 12th. Gutierrez in 13th. Juncadella in 14th. 15th is Guido van der Garde. Bianchi is 16th. Massa 17th. 18th is Chilton. 19th is Ericsson. Frins is 20th, and Wolff is 21st. The only man who hasn't gone out is, of course, Pastor Maldonado in the Lotus. That is practice number 1. Now let's see if we can get practice number 2 up here. Back in a sec. Okay, so we have as they go into practice number 2, clouds starting to gather around, but overall it's still sunny. And in practice 2, Valtteri Bottas is back in the car with Massa on the sidelines after his crash in practice number 1. Meanwhile, the Red Bull the team mechanics are getting ready to alter their car for a bit to hope for Vettel having a good run out there, but unfortunately he a little bit messed it up at Magnus and Beckett's. And also on this lap, Kimi Räikkönen also messed up. So did Kvyat, and also Grosjean messed up as well at left field. So he wasn't able to continue on with the session either. Rosberg also once again set the pace in the session, taking pole position just 5 tenths ahead of Hamilton. Hamilton hoping to get a Grand Prix win here since 2008. He only messed up just after the after Marcus and Beckett. He was only 1 tenth faster in the second sector, but though he was going through slow around about now, he will hopefully try and set the pace. No lockups whatsoever. Gone through the last couple of corners, and he's going through the last corner, and he is able to set the pace by 2 tenths of a second faster than Nico Rosberg. So Hamilton sets the pace in practice number 2, as we're now on the onboard lap with Hamilton and that Mercedes. It turned out he didn't make a mistake. It's just a little bit of a that's where he was. Well, but then Hamilton suddenly stopped just after the loop in the new arena section, unable to understand why. It seems that his car has broken down. But unfortunately, he's failed to do the race simulation run after he suffered an oil pressure problem. That was the one. Yeah, he suffered the same oil pressure problem that Susie Wolf did earlier in practice number 1. So therefore, Hamilton is out of the running. But though he was able to set the pace. Kobayashi is back in the car, but though unable to improve. So was Jean-Eric Vergne, who lost it a bit at the last couple of corners, but they kept it safe on the road. But though unfortunately his tyre actually had a puncture. Yeah, that's the reason why he was going wide. He had a little bit of puncture. So yeah, so things are not going well for him this weekend. Meanwhile, back at the garage, what happened with Bottas here? But Bottas, he was trying to get around one of the Marussias, I believe. I think that was trying to get past Chilton. Yeah, he's just gone past Chilton, and what happened here? We don't know. His car just broken a bit. Unknown reason why his car broke down, just going down the hangar straight, and was just going past Max Chilton. His entire side pod, well, except the inside of the side pod itself, is safe. So yeah, he's broken his bodywork quite much. Vettel gone off again. So yeah, those things happened in practice number 2, and these are the results from practice number 2. Hamilton is able to take the lead of the session ahead of Rosberg, who remains in second, only 2 tenths off the pace. Alonso in third, with Ricciardo fourth, Vettel fifth, with Bottas in sixth. Button and Magnussen are in seventh and eighth. Button, of course, paying his tribute to his late father, John Button, this weekend. Raikkonen is in ninth, who has confirmed that at the end of next season, at the end of his Ferrari contract, he will retire next season. It has been confirmed. So he wants to continue for another year, and after next year he will go. Vergne rounds out the top 10 after his puncture earlier. Massa back in the car, okay, only managed 11th, not good for him, but he's able to continue on in the moment. 12th will be Kvyat. Then it is Gutierrez in 13th, Maldonado in 14th, 15th is Grosjean, 16th Perez back in the car ahead of Hulkenberg in 17th, 18th is Sutil, not improving on his pace as he was earlier this season. And then it's a mixture of the Marushas and Caterhams at the back. Bianchi for Marusha, then it is Kobayashi for Caterham, followed by Chilton for Marusha and Ericsson for Caterham. Okay, so that's the post-practice reports. Please join me tomorrow, just after midday. Just after midday for the final post-practice report before live qualifying on Do Meister Ball number 2, the YouTube channel tomorrow. So thank you very much for joining in, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow for practice and qualifying. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. Or listening. Goodbye.